Hey, what is up, YouTube boxing family? It is K-Red here. Wanted to give you guys a quick little boxing update for y'all today. Wanted to talk about Mr. Elvis Rodriguez and Yoelvis Gomez. Or no. Hold on. Actually, yeah, let's talk about three topics. We'll talk about Steve Rolls. Can he pull the upset against Edgar Berlanga? And I'll talk about Xander in another video. That'll be the next video after this. And then we'll talk about Yoelvis Gomez injury and Elvis Rodriguez versus Juan Velasco, right? Hold on, let me take a look at his box rec. Juan Velasco. Yeah, Juan Jose Velasco. Yeah, that's a dude. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about him real quick, and then I think this is the dude from Argentina. Yeah, he beat Zachary Ochoa. Yeah, I'm gonna be talking about that, and then we'll talk about Yoelvis. So, all right, let's talk about Mr. Edgar Berlanga and Steve Rolls. This is my final fight prediction on it, but I'm going to be talking about, just a subjective topic in regards to Steve Rolls. Does he have a chance to upset Edgar Berlanga? See now, I don't I don't really know so much about Mr. Steve Rolls. I think Steve Rolls, if I'm not mistaken, he is a very old person, but I mean, he's not really the best, physically gifted fighter at 168. But I mean, he's he's a good fighter. Don't get it twisted. I mean, Steve Rolls, looking at his resume, he did fight guys by the likes of Triple G. He is 37 years old. He's at Hamilton, Canada, if I'm not mistaken. He's only been stopped by Triple G, but ever since then, he's gotten two good back-to-back wins from 2021 and 2020. Against some decent, solid, opponents. Nobody special. I mean, he is a good fighter. Don't get it twisted, but I kind of do, believe that this fight is going to be a make or break fight for, Steve Rolls, if he still has it. But looking at how well he's scaling at 168, I think Berlanga could be in trouble. I think a guy like Steve Rolls, he may not show his, his fluidity and his physicality and his versatility due to his age, but I think this is a good, crafty veteran that's going to, describe a lot about Berlanga's, progression ever since that, controversial fight between him and Marcelo Esteban Coceres, in which he got dropped in round 9, in which it makes me think that, with Steve Rolls, I think Steve Rolls can be that type of dude where he could basically pull off at the same, blueprint of hurting Berlanga, and Berlanga could put himself in a really bad position, to possibly get hurt and maybe, possibly dropped and stopped. But I don't think Steve Rolls is going to have this mega advantage over Edgar Berlanga. I just think based off of his progression as a fighter, it doesn't really interest me to say that he's going to be, steamrolling Mr. Berlanga. And I think Berlanga, he'll have more advantages on his side because, he has more to prove in that fight. And I think Rolls, he has more to lose in that fight. So I just think based off of what we're going to see out of a primed and ready Edgar Berlanga, it's going to be a really, really good-ass fight, in my honest opinion. Just simply because of what the styles. I think, Rolls, he's more of a boxer-puncher. He doesn't really go for knockouts like that, but, if you, mess around with him and try to give him, too much, open opportunities for him to hit you, he will hurt you. He'll be, on that your Dennis Ugas type of situation where, he'll definitely mess around and actually hurt you, in a fight. But I just think based off of how things will go with this fight is that I think Berlanga, he's gonna stop him But I think it's going to be a late stoppage. I think Berlanga, he's going to start executing his boxing, IQ, in the fight itself. And I think Berlanga, he'll find any opportunity to try to make Steve Rolls pay and be super aggressive on his defensive counters. I could be wrong, but I just think like based off of how the how the magnitude of this fight's gonna probably go, is that I think Berlanga, he's gonna definitely stop Steve Rolls. But if Steve Rolls catches Berlanga in a fight where he could where he could drop him or have the ability to maybe outbox him, I think Rolls could definitely pull off a good upset, because what we saw with last week's card on the Lee Wood and Michael Conlon card. Obviously, I was pulling for Conlon, but Lee Wood, he just came out of nowhere and just straight up stopped him. And, he was pressuring him. He was doing a lot of great things in that fight. I just think how we seen that fight go down, it's like, think about all the fights that could happen this weekend. Virgil Ortiz, he could very well get stopped, or he could lose, his fight. But I think Virgil Ortiz's fight is actually canceled, because I heard he's actually not able to make the weight for 147. So I'm going to be talking about that fight too. But I mean, whoever McKinson is going to fight, I think it's probably just going to be maybe somebody like, I don't even know. Like, honestly, like I wouldn't mind maybe like a Lucas Santa Maria as like a late, last minute replacement. But I just don't know who's gonna take over his spot, knowing that it's a Golden Boy card. So I don't know how that's gonna go down unless it's gonna be a catch weight. But knowing that Virgil, he's already missed weight for fourth time or third time, in a row. I think he really needs to just give it up. He needs to just move up to 54 and just lose, because you're not going to make 147 anymore. And I think everything that he's doing right now, he's just making himself look absolutely terrible. So I don't think it's a good idea. I think he really needs to stop doing that. And I just think everything that he's doing is just not looking good on his end. But as far as Steve Rolls and Berlanga, I think it's a 55-45 matchup. I think Berlanga, he's gonna make a lot of mistakes early, and then if he's able to capitalize on it and try to make Berlanga contained by not letting him just press him and hurt him, then I think Rolls, he could definitely make it a competitive fight. But I think Berlanga, he's gonna he's definitely gonna have to get the job done if he wants to make himself be known and actually make his branding a lot more powerful at super middleweight. So I'm definitely gonna have Berlanga having the upper edge to beat a guy in Steve Rolls. But I don't know. I think that fight is definitely going to be the biggest fight of Berlanga's career, to determine if he can hang with veteran level opposition. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's talk about Yoelvis Gomez. Unfortunately, he got injured he got injured leading up to the fight that he's supposed to have with Jorge Cota. And I'm not so sure what's going to happen, but I heard that Jorge Cota, he should have a last-minute replacement. But if not, I'm pretty sure that fight's going to be canceled. So that Showtime March 26th card for Tim Tszyu versus Terrell Gausha should only have 4 fights. The first fight being like a fight between Victor Ortiz, the old-ass Victor, Ortiz, that's going to face some unknown dude, Todd something, but I don't know so much about him. But don't forget, we have Joseph Adorno versus Michelle Rivera, and then Elvis Rodriguez versus Juan Velasco, in which I think that's going to be a good-ass fight. For those of you that don't know Juan Velasco, that's the same dude that beat Zachary Ochoa, in which I think he was headbutting a lot in that fight, but, he beat him up, and he won by a unanimous decision, if I'm not mistaken, or a split decision. But that was a good win. I I think Elvis Rodriguez is definitely gonna stop him. I don't see how Rodriguez would not mess up his opportunity to become a big name. Over at the PBC, and I think Juan Velasco. He's now he's nobody to be played with. I think he's gonna make a really huge big statement. Coming into this fight, and I just think how everything's gonna go is just that. This fight is going to be a very, hyper competitive fight early game, but I think late game, Elvis Rodriguez is definitely going to make that, huge, impact to definitely try to stop him. I think Rodriguez definitely is going to outbox him. I don't think this Juan Velasco guy is gonna do that much damage to him, but if we're gonna see something that we haven't seen before from him, I think this fight is definitely gonna be a very difficult fight for Elvis, just simply because that the style in front of him is just gonna have more of a tougher matchup, in front of him. But I think it should be a good fight. I think Elvis, he's gonna pull it off, and I hope he wins, because if he does win, he should be facing some other top dogs at 140. Whether if he needs to face any guys from Top Rank, or anybody that's available on the PBC, or who's available in his potential rankings that he needs to climb. But I think Elvis Rodriguez, he's gonna do good. I think I think his future is actually extremely bright at 140, and the way he's moving right now is actually really good. I like the decisions that Eddie Roach is actually doing for him, and I just think everything that has gone with Berlanga, or gone with Elvis Rodriguez, is that they're doing a very good job managing his career, and making sure that he gets those high quality level matchups to help him grow into a world championship level fighter. And I mean, he's only 26 years old, so I think see him, within, at least at the next year or two, I think he's going to be ready for that world title. So, he's just, honestly, I like to see him active a little bit more. I think he needs to fight at least 4 or 5 times a year, and then that'll definitely prove something out of him. Because time is still on his side, but it's better to start getting a lot of these wins at a young age, and then you'll be ready for the world title stage, in the peak of your prime. So I think Elvis Rodriguez, he's gonna do a very good job handling business, and hopefully he can do what he has to do. So I hope he does what he needs to do, and definitely turn himself into a high level name, at the 140 pound division. But yeah, anything else that I had to say? I think that's about it. I already talked about Yoelvis Gomez and the situation at hand with him and Jorge Cota. So yeah, I think that's about it. Let me know what you guys think, and I will talk to you guys later. And salute to the mighty LDBC, and also shout out to Claudia Gadella. I had a great time, interviewing her for my channel, and salute to her and her manager or agent. I think David Aziz, very good, very cool person, and I appreciate her and her team, for setting everything up. So hopefully that I can see her in real life, and congratulate her on everything that she's done. But salute and respect to Claudia and everything that she's done. So much love to her, and yeah, that's about it. I appreciate y'all for taking the time to watch this video, and I will see you guys later. All right, peace out. Bye.